Hello, I'm Harry Riley. Welcome to Harry's 10-Minute Tales. This is called The Blue Bandanna by Harry Riley. Tell me, son, if you weren't a cripple, is there anything else in the old world you would wish for? Eventually, the old man and the crippled youngster were alone, sitting side by side in their wheelchairs, both staring silently into the fading light of another dreary day. It was only then that the young chap gave vent to his inner frustrations. "I wasn't always a cripple, you know. Before my accident I was training to be an athlete. I was Victor Ludorum at the annual school sports day, all-round champion. I had hopes of one day being a British Olympian. That was my greatest wish." The old man sighed. The cruel ironies of fate. You see before you the broken-down body of an old man, not long for this world. But I too was once an athlete. I too beat the brightest and the best. And I too was hailed and revered almost as a god. Again they lapsed into silence, and then the boy gently tapped the old man's shoulder. "The doctors have given up on me. They told my parents there was nothing more that modern science could do. My nerves are damaged, and I'm paralized from the waist down." Somehow the message from brain to leg muscles was broken following my fall. So here I am, needing full-time nursing care that my parents can't provide at home. This is my lot. I could live for a good many years, trapped in this useless body. What a life! I'm only 19, and I wish I was dead. At that point, nurses marched briskly into the conservatory and wheeled their two charges back to their own rooms. The next day the young chap sat alone in the conservatory, hoping to see his new friend, but the old man didn't appear. A week later the matron of the nursing home came to see the boy in his private room with some grim news. "I'm sorry to say that Mr. Johnson has passed away, but before he died he left me with something for you." She handed over a small parcel and a sealed envelope. As a parting thought she added, "He didn't suffer and died peacefully in his sleep. He'd had a good life by all accounts, and outlived all his old friends." After she'd left, the boy wheeled himself over to the window and opened the letter. It was handwritten and addressed to him personally. "By the time you read this letter, William, I will have gone to a better place. But I hope you will humour an old man and do as I ask. I was saddened to hear of your thwarted aspirations to become a great athlete, and I enjoyed the short time we spent together. All my friends and relations have gone before me, and there is no one else to remember me, so I leave you this parting gift. It was given to me by a Himalayan mystic. He was my guide through the hills and mountains of Tibet, and he listened to my hopes for Olympic victory many years ago. I admitted that when it came to the big occasion, I usually ran out of steam. He understood and said my greatest rival was myself. My gift to you is what he gave to me. Whenever I wore it, I never lost a race. He claimed it held special powers for the believer. Wear it and try a simple test. You should immediately feel better." That was all. William excitedly opened the badly wrapped brown paper parcel and was disappointed to see it contained a slim blue scarf. A brief note instructed him to tie it round his forehead and wear it as a bandana. He threw both the letter and the scarf in the wastebasket and sat gazing out of the window. He felt cheated, and should have known better than to trust an old man's nonsense. An hour later the nurse came in with his medication, and afterwards picked up the bin and took it away to empty it. She returned 10 minutes later, holding the scarf, and gave William an inquisitive look. "Yes, you can have it," he smiled. "It's no use to me." The young nurse wrapped it around her neck and posed for effect, and the boy grinned, forgetting his own problems for once. "It suits you, Linda. It matches your eyes." She walked behind his chair and in a swift, playful movement pulled a silken sash around his forehead, deftly tying it at the back before he could protest. "There, I read the letter." "Well, you can damn well take it off." They both noticed William's hesitation as he started to switch. His whole body shuddered and he spoke in a whisper. "We've tried everything. My parents even took me to Lord's, but nothing happened. And now—" Linda took his hand. "And now?" "And now I feel a tingling through my whole body. I think, if you help me, I think I can walk." 2 years later, Linda walked down the aisle with William, her intended, striding proudly by her side. Later she cheered him on to many successes in track events around the world, and afterwards he would be photographed on the podium in his trademark blue bandana. In the many pleasant years that followed, both William and Linda kept Mr. Johnson's secret to themselves, and they were only parted when Linda succumbed to a stroke. William became too old and frail to look after himself properly, and ended up in a nursing home. The old man spoke to the crippled youngster as they sat side by side in their wheelchairs. "Tell me, son, if you weren't a cripple, is there anything else in the whole world you would wish for?"